So the event we're holding is called Pause for Smiles. It's a dog walk and a silent auction. It's a fundraiser benefiting the Positive Play program, which is located in the Texas Children's Hospital in Houston, Texas. I'm Destiny Grimes, and these are my group members.
Hi, I'm Leila Galvan.
I'm Frankie Hamilton.
So the overview of the Positive Play program, it is a part of a comprehensive pediatric healthcare system located in the Child Life Department within the Texas State Children's Hospital. It is a nonprofit agency, not government operated, and their program is a smaller department of the hospital, which is governed by a private board of trustees. It is charitable, non-for-profit, and they are supported by donations, grants, insurance reimbursements, and philanthropy. And revenue is reinvested into patient care, research, education, and community programs.
So, with the Positive Play program, they serve children between the ages of 0 to 18. Typically, they have acute and chronic illnesses such as undergoing surgery, receiving oncology treatments. Um, the Positive Play program also supports family members while that they're in there, the caregivers, and occasionally the staff to help support them. For many of the therapeutic portions, there does need to be a referral that is placed in for a specialist.
So the Positive Play program has a couple services and focuses provided. The focus is on emotional regulation, comfort, coping, and resilience through animal-assisted therapy. And the way that we do that is through therapeutic play, support and encouragement during physical, occupational, and speech therapy. And then this provides comfort and distractions during medical procedures, and it provides patient and family psychosocial support.
Here is a flyer of the Pause for Smiles dog walk. To fund training and certification for animal assisted therapy handlers and therapy dogs for the Positive Play program. This is why we are doing this. And this is going to be located at the MD Anderson Park. It's across the street from the Texas Children's Hospital. It allows the staff and inpatient and outpatient clients to attend, and those who are not able to, they're able to view it from the windows. Free parking, bathrooms, shade, and it's easier to create around the park.
So, another picture of our flyer that we're going to put out, and you have that in the email that we sent you, and you have it as the handout that we gave you. We're going to have our event on Saturday, November 22nd in 2026 to give ourselves time to plan. The event itself will be from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., but the participants will be signing in at 8. So we'll be getting started 9 o'clock sharp. It's cooler in the mornings and it's cooler in November. So that way we can reduce any opportunities for heat illnesses or for hot pavement with the dogs. Saturdays also mean that the events will have a higher attendance.
So we got this idea from previous participation in human 5K events, things like an NAMI walk or the Austin Turkey Trot. Um, Previous participation in community dog walks that raised funds for the community center is kind of why we decided to do a 5K.
So the target population that we are targeting is the community members, people of interest in animal-assisted therapy, the handlers in and outside of the programs, organizations and companies that have donated, hospital staff, as well as all types of philanthropists.
So we want all kinds of donors, but we definitely want businesses and organizations that are willing to donate in-kind donations, things like water, snacks. We also want to get some off-duty firefighters to serve as our first aid station. We also want to get some off-duty in law enforcement to serve as security. We want to get a photographer to be able to take photos of everyone. And we want all types of philanthropists. Bring them all on.
So, like she said, we do want all types of philanthropists, but there are certain ones that we are hoping that donate to our event. We have altruists who are just giving because it's the right thing to do. The devout, who are people who pay for their devotion to the Positive Play program, the Children's Hospital, Animal Assisted Therapy, or children. And then the Dionists who give just because their family has done so for many generations.
The expected revenue, so for the participants registering are $50, including the t-shirts, and then for those who are not participating, it's a minimum of $5. The t-shirts are $25 only, and we also have silent auctions, 10 to 15 baskets, or 50 to $200, and the philanthropist donations will be between 2,500 and 5,000.
So again, you have a handout with you. This is our event t-shirts. There's going to be some changes to it as far as the color, and we've still got some work to do. But this will be included in the $40 participant fee. It allows us to charge a little bit more than the typical $25. We'll be giving them free to our volunteers. They'll be able to pick them up 3 weeks before the event so that they can advertise for us. And then we will also be selling them at the event.
So our estimated gross revenue is going to be, so for our profitability, our estimated gross revenue is going to be somewhere between 16,400 and 30,500 through the different registrations, so participant, non-participant, the t-shirt sales, donations, and then also the silent auction that we're going to be having. And those figures can be found on the slide in front of you.
So the expenditures are porta potties, dog waste bins, tent rentals, t-shirts, wristbands, signage, flyers, and trash bags. And it'll be approximately 7,061 to 8,921.
And so here's the exciting part. We are hoping to have a net earning of 9,000 approximately to about $21,500. So we should be able to get some people trained up.
So what we will need for this is some tables and tents to have people sign in, and also just to have like first aid areas. We're obviously going to need to have porta potties, trash cans, dog waste bins, different wristbands, blue, yellow, red for different participants, social media accounts, a small PA system to make announcements, water, snacks for those running or just volunteering, flyers to advertise, and then things like trash bags and dog waste bags for cleanup.
So who we are needing are 38 volunteers. We need 2 for the participant check-in and 1 for the non-participant check-in. We would have about 1 or 2 for the t-shirts, 6 for the walk marshals, 3 for the silent auction, and 2 for the dog relief and dog interaction station because we do want to take care of our dogs. 2 for the photo booth, 4 for the setup crew, as well as the tear down crew, 1 speaker for the positive program, 3 firefighters slash paramedics, who have volunteered their times, with the 4 police officers who are also volunteering for their time, and 4 dog safety patrols.
So the event preparations, getting ready for any event is a little difficult. So one of the things that we've got to do is we have got to set up a bank account so that we can have money to go somewhere. The other thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we have permission from the Texas Children's Hospital to use their donation link and have a memo that's included in there that states that it's for the Positive Play program so that at the end we can tell all of the money that we ended. We're going to have to do lots of things like finding our volunteers, finding the equipment that we've got to rent, coordinating the delivery of those things. We also want to reach out to libraries and veterinarian offices, pet stores, coffee shops, and we want to ask them if we can post our flyers at their location because we've got to get those ready too. We want to make sure that we're contacting newspaper, television, and radio stations because we want to get the word out and we want to make sure we can get as many people here as possible so that we can reach our goals.
So on the day of the event, we're obviously going to have a couple things lined up. So having the porta potties delivered, the trash cans, and then setting up our sign-in, first aid, all other tips and tables. We're also going to set up the start and finish line. And all of this is going to be done around 7 a.m. So that way participant sign-in will begin at 8. And then we'll have non-participants pay their $5. The participants will have already paid their $40 fee, so they'll just come and sign in. And then we will start the event at 9 a.m. And then afterwards, we will have a 15-minute intervention for the silent auction.
So during the event, the participants, like she said, come in at 8 a.m. to sign in and be verified. They will show up with or without their dog to complete the 3K and the 15 intermission for the silent auction, cooling down, and then the speaker will do a brief explanation of where the money will be going and why this is important. And lastly, just to thank everyone for coming out.
So after the event, it's really a lot of cleaning up and a lot of working with the finance department with the hospital to make sure that we can find out how much money we've got, post that on social media, and make sure that everyone knows how successful we were. Make sure that we're wrapping up all of those t-shirts and wristbands.
So obviously we have some ethical considerations to adhere by. So the NSAW Code of Ethics and the AAII standards are coming together to protect client dignity and confidentiality. We also want to prioritize animal welfare above the entertainment value during this event. And so we are promoting accessibility, inclusion, and cultural humility through this. And as a team, we want to ensure competence, safety, and professionalism in all human and animal activities, privacy and confidentiality. So making sure that we get consent from the participants in terms of photographing and things of that being, and then commitment to client well-being as well.
As you can tell, with putting on a fundraiser like this, we have lots of ethical considerations that go with the humans and with the animals. So we mentioned the image protection that was already there. We have to make sure that we have liability insurance that's covering us just in case any harm is done. We also want to make sure that there are marketing statements that really state where the money is going, how much we're going to raise, and we want to make sure that we're transparent with that.
So some of the risk factors that we have, obviously animals are unpredictable. There's going to be possible biting or pulling, running into others, or jumping. The way we're going to mitigate this is through having licensed handlers nearby to help with these behaviors. Participants are going to have to bring vaccination records just to ensure the dog is healthy and won't spread anything. They're also going to have to be on a leash, and then required consent from the participants before participation, so we aren't held liable. Another risk factor is that animals can become anxious. So we're going to mitigate this by rest stations along the walking path, having treats, water, and sensory toys offered for the dogs as well.
So we thank you so much for listening to our participation. This was a real event. We'd love for you to come out to it. These are our resources. Thank you.